Hello, this is Eric Tay from ACS Learning Hub. The last video, if you have seen, I actually shared with you about what is called the trading rules. Am I right? So my trading rules, one of them was trading plan. Yes, that's right. Okay, so today, what we are going to talk about, take a little bit of time to talk about, to set rules for our risk-reward management. Okay, to set rules in our risk-reward management. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about this. When a lot of us start trading, okay, and when we are starting trading, when we wanted to set this risk-reward, when we want to look at the risk-reward, how much risk am I exposing to? Am I right? At the same time, okay, how much reward will I get? Okay, okay, so that is a kind of topic in our trade, in our industry, that plenty of us are looking for. Am I right? I believe some of you have been asking, what is your risk-reward management? Okay, there's a risk-reward management. In fact, I would say it has a lot of different ways to manage this. Okay, and it should be in a way that suits your needs. You know, there's no standard formula, but there's one rules. Okay, there's one of the rules that you can take note. Okay, for example, I think over here there are plenty of traders over here in this market. We are always looking for the support. We're looking for the resistance. Am I right? Exactly. Okay, so you see, when we are looking for all this, okay, there's one thing that actually we can set rules that can greatly help in our trading. Okay, right? So we can always take a look when upon entering for a trade. You have to set the rules already. Now the rules kicks in. Let's talk about the rules. Number one, before you enter a trade, you always look for the resistance and the support. Okay, for example, let me talk about you are doing a short selling. Okay, you are doing a short selling. So when you are doing a short selling, okay, at this point of time, the short selling comes along, okay, with a resistance. You enter a trade, you are always looking for a resistance and you enter a trade. Am I right? So where is your stop loss? Your stop loss should be above the resistance, when it retraces and it break the resistance and continue to go long, and that is where you will get your stop loss. Am I right? Okay, so now again, let's talk about your reward. Rule number one over here, for your reward, always look out for the support level if you are looking for a selling. Okay, if you're looking for a selling, yes, you should be looking for support level. In your support level, to your entry price, you calculate out the number of pips that you are going to get. Okay, calculate out the number of pips that you are going to get. So in this case, you will be able to see if you are entering at the correct entry point from the resistance. Okay, and when it break out to your from your resistance, it should be this much only. You know, it should be this much only. But your reward to the support level, it should be this much. You see? All right. So does that mean that this is a good risk-reward management? Well, okay, it may be, but I will say how suitable it can be. All right, how suitable it can be. So let's talk about this thing, huh? Okay, when you have to set rules upon your entry. You also have to set rules when you are setting up your risk-reward management upon entry. Okay, so every time your risk-reward may be different, but the rules will be the same. So each time when you are entering a trade, make sure you apply these rules, whereby you take a look. If you are short selling, I'm talking about short selling, huh? Whereby enter at the resistance, okay, and you take a comparison to the support, okay, to see if your risk is healthy, is your reward healthy, okay? Yeah, that is the rules. Okay, so if you're entering short selling, I will always enter upon the resistance. Okay, if I'm doing a buying, I will enter at the support. So sometimes in the chart you will see it's very near to each other, the support and the resistance. Okay, I'm doing a short selling. Okay, when I'm doing a short selling now, at this point of time, when I'm doing a short selling, remember, okay, sometimes my resistance, I can enter at the resistance, which is correct. Okay, however, my support level is very near, which means to say, my risk and reward is balanced or is not balanced. Well, it's hard to say. So in every entry point you are going to enter, you may experience a different ratio. You know, you may experience a different ratio. So you have to take a look, always check. You have to check how much risk you are exposing to, how much reward you are rewarding yourself in this particular trade. Okay, this is the rules. Okay, this is the rule that you have to take note, because it's very important, whereby, you know, many of us actually neglected, whereby some myth, let's talk about some myth or some wishful thinking. Okay, there are people who actually wanted to, you know, they wanted to enter a trade. When they stop when they set the SL, okay, they set it as 10 pips. But when they set the reward, they set at 1,000 pips. Okay, just kidding. All right, so 100 pips is a very common points that pips that the market always looking out for, because of greed or because of some other reasons. But did they set rules? Well, particularly, I don't know. Okay, so in this case, some of us may be thinking, all right, this may be right, this may be wrong. There's no maybe. Okay, it's about suitability. Okay, it's about suitability. So if you think that this way it helps you, then by all means, you know. If you think that it is not helping you, then you have to change, because risk reward management is moving the varies with the market movement. So you have to understand that in this way, this market movement, it changes every minute, every second. So you have to change as well. But the thing that don't change is changes. Okay, just kidding. Rules. You have to set the rules, okay, how you are going to set your risk and management. So you have to set it. Once you set it, okay, then you will be able to know, okay, whenever you enter a trade, when you are measuring the risk reward, you will be able to see yourself, okay, doing up a very standard thing, but yet it's rewarding. Okay, for example, there's another example. Okay, there are people who actually do up a few trades. Okay, they always look out for trades that are having a stop loss of 20 pips, and the reward will be more than 20 pips. Okay, so not usually, if even there's more than 20 pips, they will set it as about 30 to 40 pips. These are all very I would say a balanced investor mindset. Okay, so they will always look out for trades like this. Like for example, they will do up a 50. They always look out every day. Every day they will look out for trades this way, and they will do it every day, and they will do it in a total of 50 trades. 50 trades. After the 50 trades, then they will start to talk about the average profits and the average losses. And when they average out, okay, well, that will be their P&L. So you see, these are the rules they set it for themselves. So when you come to risk reward management, there's no hard and fast rules how it should be done, how a good risk and reward management should be, and that will actually give me only winning, minimum losing. No, there's no such thing. You get what I mean? Okay, so like I said just now, if you are doing selling, enter at the resistance. Okay, and your TP should be above your support level, that particular trade. So then now, in this case, you are exposing a lower risk. Does that mean you're exposing at a lower risk? Not necessary, okay, but a greater reward. Well, okay, that's possible. Well, because you see, there is no hard and fast rule, but you must know each time when you enter a trade, the moment you enter a trade, okay, you have to understand the risk is always there, okay? The risk is always there. So you have to take the risk and understand the risk. Once you understand the risk, you only choose the trades that give you a good space of reward, okay? A good space of reward. And a minimum sum of the losses that you can accept. Like I say, if I enter at the entry price, okay, the moment I enter at the entry price, and that is where my resistance is, then I will set 20 pips above my resistance. So it breaks the resistance, maybe it's a false breakout, or maybe it's really a breakout, then I will accept the losses of 20 pips. You get what I mean? Okay, so I will accept the losses of 20 pips. But when it comes for reward, all right, then this reward should be rewarding. Then for me, I will set more than 20 pips, slightly more than that, like 20 to 30 pips. No, I will set 30 pips or more. Okay, so that is rewarding. You get what I mean? All right, so this is the rules. This is the rules when you are talking about this risk-reward management. There's no such thing as I want to lose the ratio of 1 and I want to win the ratio of 5. You know, no such thing. Okay, it all depends on yourself. Okay, it all depends on individual. So if you think you like this way, okay, you apply the rules. You know, the first thing to do is to apply the rules, not to look at how much I'm going to take, and a little bit of losses, a little bit of losses will be good enough for me. Well, yes and no. Okay, this is wishful thinking. It's not very practical. So you have to apply the rules. Okay, so these rules, again, it will help you, whereby you will be able to tell yourself, whenever I want to enter a trade, just before I want to enter a trade, I should have already analyzed out. If I'm doing short selling, am I entering into a resistance, whereby when it breaks out the resistance, I set another 20 pips, probably I will have another losses about 20 pips to 30 pips, probably. Okay, so if my losses is 20 to 30, that means to say my TP, the rewarding space, have to be more than my losses. That's the rules. Okay, that will be the rules. Then in that case, you will be able to set up a very good risk-reward management for yourself. I wouldn't say it's generally, okay, but at least for me. Okay, so you will be able to see how confident this trade can give you, how rewarding your trade can be. Understand? All right. Okay. Well, so it's time to go back to office. Same thing. Okay. Well, I have to walk back home to shower. Okay. Eric Day from ACS Learning Hub. See you again, guys. I hope you like my video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more updates. All right. See you again.